everybody, and welcome to Confessions from a Red Couch podcast. My name is Janae Strickland Nunn. I am your host and creator and all that other good stuff. Confessions from a Red Couch is a podcast. Basically, we talk about improving yourself, your relationship with yourself, so that you can improve your relationship with others, because nobody wants to be with that friend that's, I don't know, that, yeah. Yeah. You don't want to be that friend. You want to be that friend that can foster positive relationships with other people because you love yourself and you're comfortable with yourself. And that's what we talk about on this podcast, as well as some other things. So today I want to introduce my guest. I have to my right, I have Lorinda Cockrell. She is here. This is my lovely mother. You want to say hey to the people?
Hello, everyone.
You want to say anything else?
Oh, it's just good to be back on the podcast on tonight.
Look at that.
Looking forward to
so
it.
Amazing. All right, and then to my left, we have
Althea Bivens.
Althea Bivens, and this is my beautiful auntie. So we got the aunties of the aunties because I'm officially an auntie, and
Yes,
we
you
got
are.
the mothers and the aunties of the auntie. And so today we're gonna kick it together and talk a little bit. How was you guys' weekend?
Well, my weekend
Go
was
ahead and tell the people what you were
wonderful.
doing,
I
Miss
just got
Cruise
back from
around.
an 8-day cruise that was supposed to be a 7-day cruise. We had a little technical difficulties, but out of it, we got some bonus cash.
Yes.
And I can get to take my next cruise for practically free.
Well, go ahead and
So-
go off. Go off.
Yes. So,
Get them things, all the things.
Everybody else was complaining. I was happy. I knew I was going to get a reward for my,
Right.
what do I want to say? I
Just a
can't-
reward for your patience.
my patience and my
Uh-huh.
inconvenience.
Yeah,
That's
your
the word.
inconvenience.
That's it.
Like you
Yeah.
knew you were going to be rewarded, and that's
Yeah.
always a good thing.
Went for my 30th anniversary, so we had a good
That's so
time.
Sweet.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Those are my parents, guys. My parents. All right, and Thea, what'd you do this weekend?
Watched Carter.
Who is Carter?
Carter is my great niece. My niece Precious's baby, your sister's daughter.
My
sisters.
granddaughter.
Yeah, Carter with the
Yeah.
K.
Carter with the
Yes.
K.
Yes.
Carter with a K
She's a
that knows
mess.
what she wants.
She does. She likes to stand up now, and she's only 3 months, so she don't get to stand up for that long.
And then we also did the fellowship, the women's fellowship.
We
at
did. We
church.
had the
Yeah.
women's fellowship at church as well, so it was a good weekend.
Yes.
Me, how was my weekend? It was great.
And I went to see Godzilla.
You did see Godzilla.
I had a full weekend.
You did have a full weekend. You
Yes,
was
you
getting
did.
it too. Look
Yes,
at you.
I was trying.
Look at you. Oh, getting it. So I had a pretty okay weekend. We had the kids, which is always fun. I love it when we have it's our turn with kids. It makes me happy. They make me smile. And then on last week, I actually started a challenge. I gave myself a challenge next week. I'm doing 30 days of blogging. I don't know if y'all have
I've
seen
been
it.
reading them, yes.
If you've been reading them,
awesome.
and it's basically so that I can increase my productivity during the summertime, because as teachers, we're all teachers, by the way, as teachers you kind of feel weird.
I'm like, what
Sometimes
day-
you do.
what
What
day
day
is
is it?
it?
What's
What time
happening?
is it?
Yeah. What day? What time? So it's to help me and my consistency, especially with the blog, because I'm good with the podcast now, like with getting things out. But sometimes with the blog, I get real. I don't know. I just forget.
How's
sometimes.
that book coming along?
Oh, the book is getting ready to go into something.
Into publishing, into
Um,
editing.
Yeah.
Editing?
Well, no, it's out of editing. I realized I have to add like another section, and then after I add the section, then it'll go into formatting. So I'm looking at the end. No, it can't be the end of this month because
This month.
This
Yeah.
month is over.
So it will be more so towards the end of one of them days. End of July.
Soon.
Coming
soon.
soon. That's when we would do it.
At a
I'm
bookstore near
excited.
you.
So
I'm
yeah,
excited.
at a store,
Yes.
online.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
all of that. If you want to know what it's talking about, it's just a journey back to loving yourself because, we get lost sometimes.
Yes.
We got to find our way back. So that's what that one's going to be about. Hey, if you are on Facebook Live watching, go ahead and share this with your friends, your coworkers, just everybody, because I want everybody to start watching. I need to do a better job with asking you guys to do that. So go ahead and share this out. Let's help me get up to 500 viewers today.
All right.
How about that? Let's do that. How y'all feel about that? 500
Yes,
viewers? I think we
yes.
can do that. So my friends, family, my loved ones, everybody who says they love me, go ahead and share it out so we can get there. All right. So before we get started, we're going to do a sponsor. We have a sponsor,
Well,
little
I
commercial.
wonder what that could be.
So this is for Precious Fine Furniture. It is consignment or resale furniture to meet all of your household needs, even appliances. Why go broke trying to buy new stuff when you can get things that are redone, refinished, and for a better price? You don't have to go into debt. Solid wood, yes,
No
real
particle
wood,
board.
no particle board.
High end.
Very high end. If you want to know the truth, my whole house has been furnished through Precious Fine Furnitures.
Mine too.
Yes, yours
Yes.
too,
Mine
and
too.
hers too. So it is a great thing to do. I just all the information. The link will be in the bio, the stuff after the stuff. The summary. The link will be
It'll
in the
be
summary.
there.
It has all their information, their contact information, phone numbers where you can call. They do deliver. They do unload. All that good stuff. So whatever you need them to do, they will meet your needs. All right, let's get into the show, guys. So we're going to talk about a lesson in dating. Lessons in dating. And today we're going to talk about how, and I like it because we have, like I said, we have the seasoned spicy saints in here.
Yes,
The
spicy.
seasoned spicy. They're not old, they spicy. So we have them in here. And we were just going to talk about courting versus dating versus being exclusive. So, because I think nowadays, and like now, in my generation and younger, there is no real clear definition.
It's not.
It is really crazy and really funny, and people get their feelings hurt and get mad when they start. It's a lot. It's a lot.
Yes.
So, let's talk about. So, what do y'all think? So, courting. What is courting to you? What is allowed in courting?
Well, courting goes back to the
old
The
time.
old
Older,
time.
yes.
Okay, so what happened in the old times?
Well, if you were going to court somebody, number one, you went to the house, you met the parents.
Right.
And you
sat
were
on-
basically
You were
chaperone.
chaperone
Yeah,
the
you were
entire time.
chaperone.
Sat on the
Okay.
front porch and talked, or in the living room and talked. If they
Mhm.
walked out, or if the parents weren't there, the father made it be known, I'm right around this corner. Don't
Right,
try anything you
true.
have no business doing.
True,
So
true.
courting was a time for you to get to know, and you really got to know the person.
So, okay, this is my question. During courting, were there different courters? Is that?
I think they could be courted
I think you could be
More- yeah.
courted by multiple people.
multiple people. Yes.
Yeah, so that was that. Okay, so that's courting. What do you think dating is to you? What's dating to you?
So then past courting,
Yeah.
then dating would be, to me, going out alone, doing things alone, getting to know each other.
Alone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
okay.
still not probably exclusive. You could date more than one person.
Right.
Yeah.
But now it's not chaperone. It's okay. So it's not chaperoned anymore. It's like you and that person one on one.
Yeah.
One on one. Okay.
Yeah. And I think one of the things that you look at that courting was for the parents to get to know whoever. Well, most of the time the guys were going to the girls.
Right. Uh-huh.
So the parents got to know who their daughter was seeing,
Right.
and then they would let them go out on dates. And just like I
Right.
said, when you're dating somebody, you're getting to know who they are.
One on one. So
Yeah.
your parents, I kind of like the way this is flowing. All right, and so being exclusive. What happens when you're exclusive? What's in your mind about that?
Well, I mean, and then I guess that's like the next level of dating.
Yeah.
Then you figured out I really like this person, and so then you talk about being exclusive.
Right.
So we're just going to date each other and no one else.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So we could get to know each other on a different level and see where it takes us. Okay. So what do you feel about, like I said, society now and things are crazy. So this whole friends with benefits, how is this screwing up the whole dating scene to y'all?
I think
So,
it's
so if you need help, if you don't know, so friends with benefits is like you're doing everything you would do with a boyfriend and girlfriend, but y'all aren't exclusive. You're just friends. There's no real titles.
See, I'm confused already. That doesn't make doesn't make sense
to me, that's what it is. It's confusion. It's I like you, but I think I'm too afraid to say I like you.
Yeah.
So we're friends and we're doing things that
You're doing things that couples do,
and
right?
It's gray, and I think it causes a lot of problems in the end.
I do
because you
believe
don't
it.
have that process.
Yeah.
People meet someone and then immediately they want to be exclusive.
Right. Yeah.
But then people don't want to put their emotions into that because they're like, well, she may be talking to somebody else, so I'm going to be talking to somebody
Right.
else, and
Yeah.
so that's how it is now.
Yeah, I think another issue. Well, like you said, it's afraid of getting your feelings hurt, right? And I think another thing is it's the lack of communication. I think that's what another thing, because like the whole, like you said, the whole not saying, "Hey, I want to be with you."
Right.
That's it.
Right.
And I think it's the fear of rejection. That's what I
Right.
want to say. People are so scared of being rejected, but also this is another thing. Like if you're scared of being rejected, that's why you should, if you know that you're not ready for an exclusive relationship,
Then you should just
then
be dating.
you should just be dating. Like I guess for me, in my mind.
But that's the problem nowadays. There is no
there is
there
no
are
dating.
no lines.
Yeah, there's no clear
boundaries.
lines
Yeah.
or boundaries. It's just everybody for themselves and figure it out.
Right. And
Oh,
then-
I hurt your feelings,
or
my bad.
rush into a relationship and you haven't gotten to know that person and then
Right.
it doesn't work out
That's
and then you
true.
have all this. You're upset because you feel like you wasted your time and then you feel hurt because you feel like somebody did you wrong
Yeah.
where there weren't, like we talked about before,
Yeah.
boundaries set.
Right.
And then a lot of times, like I am out there trying to date.
Right.
So I see things and I'm learning things and
Right.
it's just not like it was when we were growing up and we were dating somebody.
Right, yeah.
I like him. Remember, I like
Yeah.
him. Y'all seeing each other? Yeah, we seeing each other. So that, that meant
Yeah.
you were dating and
Well,
all
you
that.
know, and
But
what we
I
used to
think
call
that-
it, we're talking.
Talking,
talking.
yeah.
And that's what we would call it, you're talking.
Yeah.
You tell the kids that now, they're like, what?
What?
But they said we're going out. So where you going to?
Yeah, I took my
What do y'all
phone
go to? We don't go anywhere. I say you're not going out. You're
So
talking.
you're not going out. You're just talking.
to each
Kamisha
other.
said, "Thanks for commenting, Kamisha." Kamisha said, "People don't want labels anymore. Like people are scared of labels. Like they are scared to say, that's my boyfriend, that's my girlfriend."
Right.
You know, and I think it's because, like I said, it's a big. There's just a whole bunch of
It's
confusion.
basically you're lying to yourself because you really like that person, but I don't want to tell them I like them because I don't want.
Because
I
what
don't
if
want
they
to get
talking to
hurt.
somebody else?
What if I get hurt and I don't want to be hurt anymore? I've been hurt before, so
Child, let me tell you
now
something.
I'm not gonna ever be hurt again. We're all gonna get hurt in life. I don't care what
That
type of
is
But
relationship.
you know,
you're
in our last show when we were here, we talked about dealing with things, feeling things, having to
Yeah.
go through, and they,
Yeah.
people don't want to go
Don't
through
want to
that.
feel things. They don't
Right.
want to feel that rejection part. That whole people have somebody else has a free will to say, "Hey, I really don't like you," or "Yes, I like you." Like they don't know how to deal with that.
right.
That's good. Yeah, sucks for them. I'm happy. I'm sorry.
Yes,
I don't have to do that anymore.
Yeah, it's a struggle.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hear stories now. I mean, I'm not that far removed. I always say that, but.
Well, I mean, the internet has a big influence on
It
relationships
does.
also.
It does. We talked about that
Yeah.
in another show.
Yeah.
How people see you doing things and whatever on the internet, or they're just fronting. They're putting up this fake persona on Facebook, and then you get to know them. You like,
What?
that's
dirt.
ugly. yeah, dust and dirt.
And then
Dustin Dirt.
and then you meet people. When we were growing up, you met people who knew people.
Yeah.
So I met you.
Yeah.
And we're, liking each other, and people can tell me, oh, yeah, this
Yeah.
family is this. Well, I'm in a whole nother state, so then I'm
True.
online meeting people.
True.
So they create this facade, or they don't exist because they're scammers. It's
That
just
too.
somebody in
That
some
too.
country
Yeah.
trying to get you
some
to
money.
cash a check in
Yeah.
your account. After all these weeks of talking, it's like, hey, baby, can you put
Can
this
you,
check in your
put this
account? I'm
check
like,
in
oh,
your-
really? So that's
Yeah.
what it is. And so you have people, and then if I'm online and I'm meeting somebody,
True.
then I could be talking to you and 4 or 5 other ladies.
That's
Right.
true.
And they do the ghost thing and disappear, and then they come back
Yeah.
and say, hey, how are you doing? I'm like, where have you been for 5 weeks? Yeah, I'm good. Next.
Right.
So,
I used to always be like, so So what do you think I'm supposed to tell you? Like when they just leave and then they come back. Hey girl, wait, what? Wait, what?
Right.
Who are you? Who are you? I
Do I
don't know
know
who you
you?
are.
Do I
Right.
know you?
I don't know you.
And
I
you
have
really
no clue.
don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like have no clue. All right, let's go to social randomness, social media randomness. We were gonna talk about
yes.
books, but I'm not gonna talk about books. Unless you want to talk about your book. Do you want to talk about the book you've been reading?
I'm fine.
Okay, cool. So we're gonna talk about the first thing, Black Dads Matter. So I love this whole movement. You know, June was Father's Day month, which I love. And if y'all haven't seen it on all social media, hashtag Black Dads Matter has been trending a lot because they're trying to show, you know, just trying to show the love of dads between their kids,
Right.
especially black fathers between their kids. Because
Right.
if you look in the media every day, you know, they're not going to portray that. You can't say there's too many times where you see that
It's
in
just
social
like-
on the media.
Social media.
Yeah.
On the commercials.
Yeah.
If there's a black family, sometimes there's no dad.
There's
I'm
no
like,
dad,
why?
or
Why
it's
is that?
yeah.
Why
So
do we have that?
so now hashtag Black Dads Matter has been going on, and the one thing, the one with the dad talking to his baby, that
Yeah.
is just
Yeah. I
love
super
that.
cute,
I love that.
super
I
duper
love
cute.
that. That was
Where they were
awesome.
talking, and the baby was just like, nom, 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 nom. He's like, yeah. I think, and you know, from that like little clip, like they got a commercial on Denny's
Yeah.
with
Right.
Denny's, which is
Mhm.
really adorable and amazing. So I thought that was pretty cool. Another thing was all the dads getting thanks from the players who were drafted into the NBA.
Yeah, that's
like
good.
I really saw like they were getting emotional with their dads, and their dads were showing them love. You know, it was like the dads weren't closed off to
Right.
showing their sons that they loved
Right.
them, and you know, and the sons were happy that their dads were there to support them. So
Mm-hmm.
it was really good. Like it was several players where they were like, "I'm just so happy my dad put into me," and I was like, you know how you see,
Yeah.
and you try not to cry, but I
Right.
thought it was like super duper cute, and I think that's a good movement to have now, is that black dads do matter.
They do matter.
They
And
do
there's a
matter
lot of
Yeah.
awesome African American fathers
Yes.
out there.
Yes, it
and,
is.
you know, for all the ones that don't do, the ones that do get looked over.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
there are men there that are steadfast
Yeah.
with their
Families, and that's it.
Yeah.
And that, like you said, you know, I think it's more of a majority that you see more black dads doing stuff, but they get a bad rap.
They do.
You know, and I don't think that's fair to them. That, you know, you hear about, you know, somebody had a bad dad in their life and they're like, oh, no, niggas stupid, they trash. And you can't say that about everybody. Just because somebody in your life was trash don't mean everybody, you know, that one person can be categorized as trash, or that population. So I just think seeing this, the Black Dads Matter, really is good stuff.
Yeah, and I want to give a shout out to the black dads that's out there doing that thing.
Hey,
what I
shout
said.
out
Hey,
Black
shout
Dads.
outs.
Y'all doing it. Y'all doing it. We are proud of y'all. Kudos. All right. So it has been graduation season because it's June.
Yes.
And it's graduation season. And so, you know, during graduation season, you always it's when they go through and make announcements. And so there is this one lady, and I will be remiss if I did not say doctor. She got her doctorate, and her name is Marijuana Pepsi Jackson. So she is Doctor. You're going to respect that. Dr. Marijuana Pepsi Jackson.
Oh, Miss Marijuana.
But and this is her dissertation was on names that get discriminated against because, you know, they sound black or whatever.
Right.
And I mean, who better than her to go through that? So I just want to know what her mom and them were thinking.
Well, in the story, it said her sister's names were like Robin, real basic names.
Really?
Are you serious?
Yeah, so her mother said, I'll give you this name. People will never forget who you are. They'll
Was
know
she the
you.
oldest?
I don't know how she felt.
Oh,
but they just said
no.
that her mother said that she would be recognized and no
Yeah.
one would ever forget her.
You know, that's kind of like our mom.
Yeah.
Because she gave us names that were not common names.
No, they're not. Couldn't find them
Couldn't
on
find on
the
a
little
pencil.
the little license plate that went on your
No,
bike.
or the pencils, the
pencils,
monograph
the
pencils. Everybody
keychains.
got one, and you just got one that says student.
Right.
or you would go to school and they just mispronounce it,
Your
and
name.
you keep correcting them. They be like, whatever.
Whatever.
Like,
Right.
wait, no,
But
lady.
I've been called everything
My
from
name
Renza,
is
Lorenza,
Renza.
Renza, how you spell that name? You know, they when you were a baby and
Oh
I
my
went to the state track
gosh.
meet. No, it might have been before I had you. They did a whole article on how to spell my name and say my name.
Are you serious?
Yeah, because they didn't know.
Lorinda. Lorinda. Lorinda.
Article. But mom, that was mom's thing. She wanted to give us names that was different from everybody else, so we would stand out.
It's Lorinda Dawn.
Althea
Julie. And he just got good old
Marijuana
Janae.
Pepsi.
Marijuana. Could you
Pepsi.
imagine? Now up for her doctorate in blah, 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 blah. Dr. Marijuana
Pepsi Jackson.
My feelings would be hurt. My feelings would have been really hurt. Like, you have to hold yourself at a really high,
But-
like,
And
you
that-
have to get
and-
a high
and that's what-
self-esteem,
and-
and you have to, like,
and that's-
accomplish.
I
like,
guarantee it gave
craziness.
her a tough skin. She was
Yeah.
tough.
And that's
she
what
had
it
to be tough.
that's what it
yeah.
said in the article, that she she became tough and she was numb to that. It didn't
Right.
mean anything.
Right.
It didn't say who she was
Right.
or wasn't.
Uh-huh.
It was just a name.
Right.
So her friends were like, change your name, do something
Yeah,
different.
she's like, nah, this my
no.
name.
Yeah.
She's good because, you know, good when if I was 18, as soon as I would have turned of age, we not doing that one.
Just change it from marijuana
Just
to
change to
Mary Jane. Right.
Just give me Mary Jane.
Mary Jane.
We could keep the Pepsi. We're gonna see if we can get some endorsements.
Right.
And
Sisters' names were Kimberly and Robin.
Robin.
Kimberly and Robin. My
And
feelings would have.
marijuana.
My feelings
Pepsi.
would have been all the way hurt.
Pepsi.
I don't care. My feelings would have been hurt. Like, so what makes y'all so special?
And she probably told her, we don't want anybody to forget who you are.
That's what she said.
That's
what her mother
garbage. I
said.
don't care. I would have looked at you sideways.
Maybe her mother loved marijuana and Pepsi.
And Pepsi.
I know people who love it. And
Well,
no.
in the article, it did say that she was removed from the home at 15.
Oh.
So I don't know. That
you don't
doesn't.
know.
That
Yeah.
doesn't mean anything.
That doesn't mean anything.
but-
I guarantee
Yeah.
her mom liked marijuana and Pepsi.
No, but I mean, people could don't do that because people smoke all the time and they live normal lives. They are highly functional, so you can't say that. Like smoking
Maybe she
weed ain't never got nobody.
Maybe she got cracked, you know? That's why she,
she
named
might
it
have been
marijuana
cracked.
Pepsi.
She might have been cracked out, but I don't know.
I mean, crack.
Pepsi Jackson.
Marijuana, Pepsi Jackson, marijuana. Hey, that's a mess.
Hello, Miss Dotson.
I can't see my
All
people
right.
commenting. I got one comment.
Oh, I have no clue. I don't know how to tell you how to do it. Okay, so and the last thing. So Juneteenth was also this month.
Yeah.
You know, the celebration of when the last slaves finally found out they were free. You know, the South got 2 more years out of them.
It's like, oh, we forgot to tell y'all.
Let me tell y'all something.
Y'all
First
don't
of all,
know.
y'all know good and well I wouldn't have been a slave anyways. Like, slavery would not have been the thing. Like, y'all would have been
You
like,
wouldn't have had any
no.
toes.
I would have been
every
gone
time
before
you
they could
done
ever
that,
do that.
chop
They
the
would have
toes.
found
No,
me.
she wouldn't have been born in slavery. She was my child, because you know me.
We would have been
I
gone.
know how to get away real smooth.
I would have
Quiet.
been gone. Let her would have stayed.
I wouldn't have stayed. See, would I have stayed?
No.
No.
It's like when we were kids.
Oh, I was
You
like,
going with me?
I'm leaving. Are
I'm
you
gone.
going? She's like, I'm staying. Oh, you leaving?
Okay, bye.
Bye, peace. See ya.
So that's the celebration of Juneteenth. Chris took off, you know, because
That's good.
he said I ain't working. It's a holiday. That's our holiday.
That's right.
So well, in you know the spirit of Juneteenth and all that stuff, you know, the big political thing now is talking about reparations and should us new blacks receive reparations. Now I'm gonna tell y'all what one of y'all little I'm trying not to belittle people. Racist. He racist. Mitch McConnell said that President Obama was our reparations.
Yeah.
No.
Now, let me tell y'all something. I don't know how a person could be reparations. Like, just because he was the president,
he was a black president, so that was reparations.
how is that
No,
reparations for me?
That's not.
I want my 40 acres and a mule.
Well, do you?
Whatever is, it's everybody else
Right.
who has been in some type of held down, the Jewish community, the Japanese community, they all got reparations.
Yeah.
I want my 40 acres and a
Well,
mule.
America was built on the back of the slaves.
If it wasn't for my people, which we got genealogy. If it wasn't for my people, None of this will be here. Give my reparation.
Right. I don't know why, they find it so hard and with, all the people going and speaking
Right.
and trying to get our reparation.
Yeah.
It wasn't so much that we get 40 acres and a mule now.
true, yeah.
It's like if
I want what's
if our
equivalent to
if our
it, yeah.
ancestors had received that, then there wouldn't be such a discrepancy in our
social
economics, right?
Do
It
So
know
it says
that
we're like
after-
800 each black family. I think it says is $800,000
Give me my
behind
reparation.
a
Right.
white family.
Right.
Yes.
Well, one of the things, like I said, when you say the 40 acres and a mule, it was for the slave.
Yep.
And the president at the time,
I think it was Jackson.
Jackson, decided that he was going to give it to the plantation owners instead. But at first it was for the
It was
slave,
for
and they
us, yeah.
snatched it from them and they gave it back to the plantation owners.
I want my 40 acres.
So
and my mule.
and just like you said, and
You either give
it's
me
been
my
a
40
point where they
acres
made
and my
sure
mule.
they try to keep you down as hard as they can keep you down in some
or
places.
you
So,
give me the monetary equivalent to it.
They're really trying to break it down and figure it out.
Or
but
you get
I
rid
don't
of
know if
these
it ever
two.
I
happens.
think to me it's just
So they're
equality.
saying what they're
Give
going to
us
do.
equality.
You could
Well,
get-
then
you
you
could
think
even get
about
rid of my
when I was
students.
reading the article, I was like,
Yeah.
okay, eventually we're going to get back to this affirmative action thing,
Yeah.
and that didn't work.
That
But
didn't work.
affirmative action
No.
is really null and void now. Like it's
No.
not even like a thing anymore.
Well, they're
It's
saying
not,
they'll give
yeah.
like each family who can prove,
We
and they
can.
said not through DNA and something else, only through they said genealogy.
We can.
Ours
I was
is
like,
written.
right, and so
We
if you
can.
can prove
Give me my
that
40
your
acres and my
ancestor
mule.
was a slave, and it has to be before a certain year. After a certain year, that doesn't count.
What
and
year
then,
would this be
then
after?
then slaves that are in other countries were like, well, we want our reparation too. It's
Well,
like
they
we have
should
to
get
do with
this.
your own
Yeah,
country
they can do
because
it with their own
only the
country.
ones that came to America can get
I
it.
want my 40
And-
acres.
And they
and
figure
my
if they give
mule.
everybody, I forgot how much it was in the
Mm-hmm.
article, so much money, then that would help build each family up so that the gap would be closer.
Right.
But then you've got a lot of people who came over after,
Right.
slavery, and so they don't get anything. And then you can't mix. Like you can't get benefits from being Native American and get the reparation
That's
for being
fine.
black, or
I
you can't
want-
if you were Japanese or you were in the
already
Holocaust
got
and you
theirs.
couldn't get
They already got
if you
theirs.
were mixed
Even-
genealogy, you could only
even-
get that.
They already
Just
got
one or
theirs.
the
I
other.
want mine.
Yeah.
I want my mule.
Girl.
Give me a mule. Be riding it through the streets. Tell her, I got my mule. I got my mule though. Through the street.
No.
What they gonna do? Nothing. Give me my 40 acres. Okay.
It's something they're going to have to look at. Just like when I got to the end of their article and I saw
Yeah.
that all the Japanese workers that were in prison for no reason.
Yeah.
They got reparations.
They got reparations.
Holocaust.
They
people
got reparations.
And then they say us.
We don't
Can't get
deserve it.
anything.
Y'all don't deserve it. Y'all got what y'all need. You
The
got
That was a
country-
long.
the reason
That
why-
was a long time ago.
No.
But you
so
know,
let's
but
just not deal
so
with
because
it.
people don't understand the reason why America started out so much wealthier than other countries is because
Free
of
labor.
free labor. So
Even though
free
they-
labor
even though
built
they-
everything.
Even though they did pay for the slaves, it was still free labor because you didn't. After that, it was
they
just
paid what?
what
They
do.
paid for the
After
slaves.
that, it was just like mating. You mated them, and they produced, and they
Yeah.
produced, and they produced. So you
That's
didn't
why I
pay
couldn't
that
have been no
much.
slave because y'all do understand. Like I would have been, we that good stock. We wouldn't have been in no
Big
house.
strong.
They would have put us out there in the field. Someone get all them bags of cotton.
Which way freedom? Janae. Yeah.
Be like,
How much rather than having you now in that life versus you being born into that life?
yeah.
Won't there be a difference?
I don't think not with my personality.
Mm-mm.
I think
Now,
I think because
I
you
don't-
had those that
I
you had
can
those
tell
that
you.
got away. Now I would say
That's
on my
a good
mom's
question.
side,
Uh-huh.
I think they were runners, and the reason why I think they were runners was because one was the daughter of a slave master and could pass,
Yeah,
and
she
they
did
moved
pass.
far
We
enough
had a
north
grandmother
where
who
they didn't have
passed.
to.
Yeah.
I went and showed my mom a piece of cotton. She's like, "What the hell? I don't
What
know
is cotton?
I was like, "What is it?" She
yeah.
said, "What is that?" I said, "You know what this is?"
Yeah,
I said,
our
"Oh,
family
y'all
had no
passed.
clue what
Y'all ran."
cotton was, and even on my grandparents' side, like my grandfather's great grandmother, I think she cooked, but I don't want to mess this up, but I think she bought her way out of slavery. And then their grandfather, her husband, he was like a mason or whatever, so he like did
Work. He
work.
went around and worked. Yeah.
So he didn't stay in one place. So I really think, I honestly feel like, no, that question that you said is good, but no, I know.
You still had those. If you
I
go
know
back
I-
and you do
I know
that
who I am.
African American history, you'd find out a whole
Yeah, you
lot
told
of
me I couldn't
interesting
read.
stuff.
I just know who I am now, and if you would have said, "Well, you can't
Now
read
this
because
one
you're
right
black,"
here.
no, that ain't gonna happen. That ain't gonna happen. Somebody's house getting burnt down.
Oh Lord!
Talking about what happened to Master? He died in that fire.
And a lot of them did die in
Who
fires.
died? I say you, he dead.
Yeah, I know a lot of them did die.
Is
in
you coming
fires,
or
though.
not?
They did it
I
in the
know what the fires
islands,
were. They was
and they
burning
burned
stuff
them
up.
down
They
until
said,
they
"You won't let us go
they
free."
would get together and they would burn those places,
They would
plantation, and
just
kill the
to,
people.
just to run people off, so they can have the land. That's what happened in a bunch, like you said, the islands, even in certain parts of the South.
hmm
I couldn't hold them people. That'd be me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Burning stuff down.
Burn
Give me
it
my
down.
mule. That's all I want is my mule. All right, so here we're going to do our next sponsor. We have REO Property. Oh, that's enough of social media, right? I'm sorry. We have REO Property Preservation LLC. They do home renovations and repairs. Monica Davis, this is her company. She goes through and she repairs homes. She even does homes that, after evictions, how sometimes you have squatters or whatever, she'll go through and clean up that whole, that's what her business does. So give her a call. Give her a call. Her email and phone number will be in the show description. So please make sure you contact her. And she does everyday household remodels and repairs as well. So go ahead and check her out. Make sure you do that. All right, let's get to confession time. Is we ready?
What are we confessing?
We are going to talk about today being filled but unfulfilled. That is what we're going to talk about right now. We're going to talk about being filled but unfulfilled. So basically, everybody has, in life, just period, the end. Our lives are filled with a bunch of stuff, right? Just we got to pay the bills, we got to go to work, we got to take care of kids, we got to do this, we got to do that, but it's nothing that's ever filling us. You know what I'm saying? Like, so we're busy doing stuff that's really not making us happy.
Right.
So, I want to talk about how do you get to a place where you start to become fulfilled? Like, what do you do? What do we need to take? So yeah, let's talk about it.
I think that being a wife and a mother, that when you get married, your family becomes everything. And in that process, you become, everybody comes before you.
Right.
So you end up raising your children. And then after your children are gone, you sit back and you think, wait a minute, what I do?
That's
what
what
I
I'm
do?
like
You might have
getting to that spot.
Yeah.
you'll have a career, but I'm not fulfilled. I've been full of everything to do. Like,
Right.
I remember the first time I noticed how full my life was after you graduated from high school and left. And I had downtime because you and Precious are 12 years apart.
Right.
So I was like, I didn't realize I was running that much. You know, and I kind of found myself then. But then as she became older, I lost myself again. And here lately, it's like, what do you want? I had to stop and sit back and figure out, what do you want? What makes you happy? And how are you going to get there?
Right.
So, and I would tell the younger women that, and I do have a webpage for young mothers, and one of the things I put on there, take care of you and don't forget who you are.
Right.
You know, because as mothers, it's like we're not there.
Right.
We're there to be a mother, and we're there to be a wife, and we're nothing to ourselves.
Right. Yeah.
And if somebody could come up and tell you, but sometimes you're so busy, they could be telling you stuff, and you say, I got to do this, I got to run on here, I got to cook dinner, I got to clean up the house, I got to do this, I got to do, you know, and so you're filled. So now I'm trying to get to the other side of fulfilled.
Right.
So, and so what I do is I journal. I sit down, I write goals.
Right.
Which ones are attainable? Which ones do you still want? Which ones?
Right.
So I'm on that side of trying to become.
So
fulfilled.
you're on a journey.
I'm on a journey.
That's what your beginning journey looks like. All right. Thea?
So I'm not where she is. I'm at the
Yeah.
point where I'm realizing I ran, gave, and now it's like that has stopped and I don't know what to do.
Right.
So I've gone through periods of depression, and then just feeling guilty when I do something for myself. So I'm trying to get to the point now where I realize I have a life and there's things I want to do too.
Right.
But I think my fulfillment and my peace will come when all the boys are self-sufficient, when they are out on their own and they can take care of themselves. I think
Right.
until then, I just can't see myself moving. I know I still have to help them.
Right.
And so I'm still giving. But I think for me, fulfillment is when they get to the point where they can take care of themselves.
Right.
And then that doesn't mean I put off everything I want to do until then.
Right.
But that ease and that peace in my mind of being fulfilled is when
Right.
they're there.
But that's still not.
I don't think that's fair to you.
That's not fair to you.
I'm not saying
though.
that I'm not going to
Yeah.
do things. I'm talking
Yeah.
about my peace and my. What did you say? When
Like, when
are
do
you?
you
When are you fulfilled? I will
Yeah.
be fulfilled.
But that's still based on like them.
Well, that's what God made me to be as a mother, a caretaker, a teacher. That's what I do, and so I just feel like that's my thing. Once my kids are able to take care of themselves, I will be at peace. I'll be okay. That's my goal.
That's good.
Okay, that's a good goal. I feel it.
Yeah, and then like I said, having children 12 years apart, see, with you, I'm at peace.
Girl, why?
Because
I am a
She's
mess,
self-sufficient.
child.
She can
But
take
you
care of
am a
herself.
you
whole
might be
entire
a whole
mess.
entire mess, but you're self-sufficient. You're an
I
adult
am
and you're
a
adulting. And I have my other one that I'm, for a long time I was nervous, and then I had to realize for me I had to be at peace,
Yeah.
that I had to give her to God and say, Lord, you know what you're going to do with her. And it's not in my hands, so I'm going to let her. I still help her, and she's still there. But in that process, though, I did.
Yeah.
I'm concerned about her, but I still at that point was like, you have got to put yourself first, because if not, like I said, as women, Ms. Dotson was on here, and she was saying that we do have to take care of ourselves. We don't take care of ourselves, we end up in the hospital. We
That's
dead.
true.
Right.
We
That's
died.
true. That's
What happened?
true.
She died. She took care of everybody, and she just died.
Yeah.
Why? Because she didn't stop to take care of herself.
And I think that's what sometimes I get scared of, is that I don't want to lose myself, because I work so hard to be this person I am right now. I don't want to lose this person.
Right.
And so, like, when I feel like I'm falling, like, out of, because I'm not all the way fulfilled. There's things that I want to do. There's
Right.
things that I want to conquer. There's things, it's just stuff I want to do outside of being a wife and being a
Right.
mother, because I was doing it before then, and so I think I get scared when I start to feel it's like a sinking feeling. I don't know if y'all have ever felt it, but for me, and I guess it's because I got married so much later in life, it's like a sinking feeling, and it scares me because I don't want to sink.
You
I
feel
don't
like you're
wanna,
disappearing.
Yeah, and I don't
Yeah.
want to disappear
Right.
because I'm me. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? Like, I am who I am, and I was this before I got married, and I worked so hard to be this before I got married, and this is who he was attracted to. This is what he was attracted to.
Right.
And so if I start losing myself, and then I turn into a different person,
Right. But see, now, that's a good place to be at, that
Yeah.
you recognize and notice that, because most
I just
people
ran
don't.
into it. I
Yeah.
was taking care of 4 kids, 2
Right.
years apart.
5.
And I was doing that, and that's all I
Yeah.
knew to do.
Uh-huh.
And then once it slowed up, that's where I think a lot of this anxiety and things come from. It's
Right.
like, what do I do now?
Yeah.
So people are like, go back to the things that you like. And I was like, I don't have the patience for that. I don't know. I haven't calmed myself enough. I'm anxious. And I'm like, I guess I'm anxious for, are they going to be okay? Are they going to be able to take care of themselves? Are they going to? And I know they will, but the process is hard.
Right.
So
I think that's where walking, which I used to, at one point I was making sure I was doing it daily, and I don't do it anymore. But that walking time is that peace time, that thinking time, that time alone with God. A lot of people think that it's all on your knees in the morning. Sometimes it's just walking in the cool of the day and talking with Him, and then you become more focused, because nobody's pulling at you.
Yeah.
They're not pulling. Your job's not pulling. Your children's not pulling. Your husband's not pulling. Your grandchildren not. There's nobody pulling when you're
and
out there
I think
walking.
that's why I like whenever I go work out with my trainer. Like that's why we work so well together for 3 years. It's because I'm not telling anybody what to do. He's telling me what to do, and all I have to do is focus on conquering that task.
Right.
You know, and it's about me doing it. Like you said, not anybody saying, me telling, sit down, stop that. What you want to do next? What you want to do? Why are you looking like that? What's wrong with you? Why you got that look on your face? Like, that's what I like about my gym time. Like, I don't have to go through that. I don't have to instruct anybody to do it. Like, there's somebody telling me what to do, and I could tell them, no, I don't want to do that because that's stupid. And I know Ricky, shout out to Ricky, my trainer, guys. Follow him. I don't know why he likes me so much, and he continues to train me because I am a very strong-willed person. But anyways, that's just shout out to my trainer. You know, it's just, it's just a little, like you said, it's the little things, the quiet time that it's like I can get back to myself.
Right.
You know, and I can find fulfillment. And if you don't have that, then it's just like.
And, you know, and it's a point. I was trying to pull up on my phone yesterday, so I'm going to paraphrase it. It's when it says she woke up one day and she didn't care what anybody thought about her, who liked her, what their opinion was. She was getting up and she was going to be her, you know. And so you take off all these masks that you're wearing for everybody else, and this is who I am. Y'all like it, you can like it.
You like it.
If you don't like it, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
but this is who I am. So, you know, but that comes with age.
Yeah.
You know, as you mature.
Or just
then
being a
you start
strong-willed
looking at, you know,
person.
you think about all your friends. Yeah, you were strong. You've been like that your whole life. You think about all the friends you had and the relationships you were in, and you were afraid. They don't mean anything at this point. Some of them built you up, but they didn't mean
That's
anything.
Right. Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's you.
That's true.
It's you and it's God.
And it's you and God. And
that's
it. And that's what it comes down to. Like, you can, you know, it's just, I think that's it. Like, being fulfilled is being okay. For me, it's being okay with myself and what I'm doing. And like you said, you wake up one day and you be like this, looking at people sideways. You know, like, why am I doing this again? Because I
used to call Thea, and I don't know, and tell her I'm getting ready to jump in my truck and I'm gonna drive off. I said I'm going to disappear, and nobody ever see where I am. But I would talk to her I talked myself back in and went on home. But I would call her in the parking lot crying after work. I can't do this no more. I'm tired. I'm gonna drive off and nobody ever see me again.
Yeah.
You know, but that was that point where I was doing for everybody else and wasn't doing anything for me.
Right. Yeah.
That's why we cruise.
Cruising.
Baby, I cruise. I travel. I get up in the mornings on Saturdays and I look at Chris and he be like, "What you gonna do today?" Nothing.
With an attitude.
Nothing. What you doing? Because I'm not doing nothing. I'm going to turn off this TV. That's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to lay in this bed because I'm tired. And I don't want to look at you either. I love you. Go over there. Go play your video game. Get on my face.
Poor Chris.
Don't say no poor Chris. Don't do that. Don't do that man like that. Y'all be getting on my nerves too. Don't do that man like that. All right. So what advice would you give for those who are on the journey to fulfillment? What advice would you give?
I always think about you because I remember telling you, don't get married till you're 30. Remember I used to tell you that?
Yeah.
And then I would feel bad, like, why would you tell her that? But really, sometimes the journey takes you that long to find yourself.
Right.
And I would just tell people, just, find who you are and don't lose yourself.
Right. Because you think about it, you thought you were grown in your 20s. You look back on your 20s and think, oh,
my God, how foolish was I?
I was foolish. I thought I was grown.
God, how foolish was I in my 20s?
Yeah. And
I still find things, I'm still learning things about myself.
Yeah.
You know, and it might be delayed because I went through a divorce and I was that mother, that wife that was just like,
Right, yeah.
And now that, like, almost 10 years have passed, 10 years. It's like, what do you like?
Right.
What do you want to do?
Right.
You know, and then I didn't have boundaries. I let people just do.
That's right.
And I realized there has to be boundaries. I thought that's mean, but it's really not. That's for me.
That's for your
Yeah.
self-protection.
Exactly.
I think somebody used to call me mean. Janae mean. She say no whenever. Why?
Oh, we
'Cause that's my
practice
boundary.
no. And
Yeah.
then a friend of mine said, if you don't want to say no, tell them
I'm
not going to be able to do that.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's not going to work. And
It
somebody
does.
asked me to do something. I said, I'm not going to be able to do that. They didn't question me.
it,
They
yeah.
just took it.
Yeah.
So Lorinda and I were having a conversation, and she's like, I'm doing this, and then I have to do this. I said, say no. Say no. She would just pause. I said, okay, no, don't say no. Say, just practice to say. I ain't gonna be, I ain't gonna be able to do that. She's like, okay. So then when we talked again, I was like, she's like, I did it. And I was like, yeah. And so it's easy for me to just say no. One, because I think with age, menopause, hormone, something.
Yeah.
If I put myself in certain situations and I'm not happy or comfortable, there's a side of me that comes out you don't want to see. So why would I do that? So I don't put myself in those situations or allow myself to treat somebody that way. That's when I know it's not going to be okay. So I'm okay with saying no.
Yeah. Yeah. I haven't always.
It took me at 35. I learned what type of personality trait I had, which was peaceful phlegmatic, which means you want to keep the peace, so you'll do whatever you can to keep the peace. Oof. And I realized I was operating in my weakness. And so when I found out what it was, I started learning, no, I'm not going to be able to do it. No. Do you want to do this? No, not today. Because I would have so much on my plate, I would be anxious because I got to do this, this, and this. And y'all know I used to not like to be up front. Something happened to me in 2016, and it was like this switch said, click. I don't care if you like what I say or not. I'm going to open up my mouth. I'm going to speak. I could be in front of people. I'm okay. But to me, that was a shift. 4 years ago, I was 49 years old when that shift happened. But before then, it's like I was timid, and I'm not timid anymore. You know, my husband always tells people, they don't know you.
Yeah, and for those of you who are listening, when she's talking about peaceful phlegmatic, she's talking about there's a test that you could take. It's personality types. I'll Google it and I can put it in the information for the show, so you can take it and figure out what your personality trait is. And I think that's like I know what my my personality trait is. I am a powerful caloric, and what's the one that's real popular? Popular sanguine. So I don't say yes just to say yes. And if I do that, then like something in me starts fighting, and I get mad because I don't want to do it in the first place.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I don't want to do it. And popular sanguine is I do try to make everybody happy, or I make sure everybody's happy. I want everything. I like fun. I like everything to be fun, because when things get too serious, it brings me down, and I think life is too short to be that serious, honestly. So I'll put that in the description of the show so you guys can take it. But yeah, so that was advice from you.
Yeah, for filming, I remember when you graduated, you were telling me, I don't know what to do. I'm like, you have no children. You have a degree. What do you want to do? At that point, because we don't think that. We think you thought you were supposed to be working. Girl, you could have put a backpack on
I thought
and
I
traveled
was
the
supposed
world.
To be married. Remember? I was supposed to be married, about to plan a wedding, and I'm sitting here, and Nana's house like, now what I do? Everybody came and kicked it. What I'm supposed to do now?
Yeah. But see, that's good advice, because then you can see. I think that's where Carl is. And Precious is sometimes, and I'm like, there's no. What do you want to say? Pathway?
There's no path.
Nothing. A syllabus laid out saying this comes next.
Nothing.
You get to pick. And it's okay to try some things and they don't work. But you just keep trying.
Right.
You just have to keep moving, and they don't see that.
Yeah, they don't.
So it becomes
they don't get it. Or when you tell
overwhelming.
them, they look at because and we're talking about Thea's kids, her oldest son. When you tell them, because they don't see that. Like when they look at me, even though it's a big age gap, they just thought I was like boom, 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 boom. And so now I'm telling them, like, y'all, when I was y'all's age, I had no clue.
Right.
Like I was still kicking it. I'm still kicking it. But it was I had no like real clue what to do next. And they were like, "But you just did all of this stuff." I was like, "Don't mean that. I knew what I was doing. I didn't know what I was doing.
I was just out there flapping around.
I was just flapping my wings and seeing what was going to happen.
Right.
Rolling the dice. What is it? There it is. Like,
and that's why I keep
clue.
telling him, keep moving, keep trying, just do something.
Yeah, just do something.
Because we were all there.
Yeah, and you can pray about it as much as you want to, but you still have to move.
You have to move.
Like there's like faith without works is dead. So you can sit here and pray and pray and pray, but if you're not doing anything, like.
Yeah.
You know, you just looking
It's
like what the
Taylor was
world?
like, I'm indecisive. You know, I went out and I'm a flight attendant, but I don't want to be there. I said, but you tried what you wanted to try. I said,
And try something
I said, and you
else.
don't like it. And I said, and it's
Yeah.
your life. And if you don't like it, you don't like it. That has nothing to do with being indecisive. We go through life. Everything builds up. To me, God doesn't do anything haphazardly.
Right.
Every job I've had has helped me with the next one to come.
That's true. Right.
So,
So
it's
true,
it's
yeah.
the experience that you're getting while you're there. So don't knock it and don't look, well, I'm indecisive. I didn't know what I wanted
you
to
could be indecisive
ever.
if
I
you
didn't
don't
know
have
I wanted
kids.
to be
I
a
didn't know I
special ed
wanted to
teacher.
be
I
a
wanted to be a
teacher.
journalist.
I didn't know I wanted to be a
And
teacher.
I walked out of
either.
J
Physical
school, was like,
therapist,
what
yeah.
now? I walked
What
and
am I
cried.
doing
Yeah.
now?
And ended up as the special ed teacher. But it wasn't, I think when they look at us, they see us here, but there's the journey.
They don't ever see that journey.
Your
And they
journey was
have to
something
have to do
else.
theirs.
It's
so.
crazy, but I mean, and it can
rocky.
be fun if you make it fun.
Yeah.
You know, if you try the things that you want to do, it can be fun. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? Like if
But
you don't have
everybody we
this-
talked about, Precious, Taylor, Carl, and I'm sorry, they probably like, oh my goodness,
They
but
put us out there.
they have something some people don't have.
They have a
Yeah,
creative
that
mind
is
that's out
true.
of this world.
Well, they have support.
that, but they
Yeah.
have
So
support,
they're able
yeah.
to try things, and they still have somebody who's going to be there to help them till they
Right.
get up.
That's
Some
true.
people don't have that, and
That's
they
true.
and they still excel.
Right.
And so they need to understand, like we were talking on the way over here, look at some of the good things and not always all the bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Because it's a lot of good things. If you stop and look at your life, there is more good than bad.
Yes.
You know, we look at the things like, oh, I ain't got enough money. Oh, my credit score bad. Oh, but you're here. You
Right.
know, you got
Right.
a roof over your head. You got food to eat every day. We try to let society like build this standard of what's successful, but you have to know what's you know what? That's fulfillment.
yeah,
That is.
You have to know what's success for you.
You know, I've gotten to a point where I don't want a lot of things. So
I don't
everything
either.
in my house, I want to take it and just get rid of
Yeah.
it. And I want to live as a minimalist.
Can I tell you this?
With
Yeah.
as less as I can
Yeah.
live with, because I can't take it with me, and I don't want to leave it behind for my children to have to
go
clean
through.
up.
Yeah.
You know, it's taking me this long. I'm like, I don't want all this stuff anymore.
I'm burning it down.
you burning it down. She already knows coming.
I'm burning
Yeah.
it down.
No, don't burn it down. Sell it, girl.
She's going in my
Okay.
room when I go, and she's
I
got to
know.
go through.
Oh,
and
I
clear-
gotta
clear
go.
it out.
Nah, you just tell me make sure that
Just,
phone
you
is
don't
destroyed.
you don't
there's
burn it
some
down.
other
Just
things.
sell it.
I am. I'm gonna be like
Now you
for
can take all this
sale.
stuff out the house and
No,
burn
I'm not.
it. You gonna sell the whole house?
I'm gonna sell everything that's in the house. All of this for sale, as is, furnished.
You take the house and everything
Wait,
in it.
You even got family photos. You ain't gotta take no photos. It's already in. No, I wouldn't do that.
Take them photos, girl.
You can take all the everything, fully furnished. It is. Precious would be mad. Why you still in the house? Cause girl, it got to go. We not about to play this game. Oh, sorry, Precious. Oh, my bad.
We're just gonna call
My bad.
everybody out tonight.
All right. So yeah. So if you're on this journey, guys, just be true to yourself and know it is a journey. There's no set path. There's many paths to life. Like there honestly is. There's many paths to success, but you
It
have to know
is.
what is success for you. Don't
Yeah.
let anybody else define that. Because if you would have told me I would have been podcasting and blogging like 4 years ago, I would have laughed at your face.
Yeah,
Like, I
would
could have
laugh too.
blogged,
We're gonna
yeah.
be on what?
Do
Oh, you want me to do what?
Like I said,
You want me
Janae
to talk to
takes
these
us
people?
on.
Takes,
She
yes.
takes us on so many
Baby,
journeys.
I just be like, so what we gonna do? What will feel good right now? What will feel? Let's do a podcast. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know,
No,
but I'm
what
doing
God
it.
has for you,
Why?
it is for
Because
you.
it's fulfillment. Like
Yeah,
I feel good when I do
it.
this.
Yes.
And I might have 2 listeners or I might have 1 million.
Doesn't matter.
I can say I did it,
Right.
and it feels good. That's
That's
fulfillment
it.
to me. So, and to
A
you guys
life
listening
with
right
no
now,
regrets.
hey, if you're listening, go to that link. We're gonna talk about it in a second. I need you to like my things, and I got something for the person that gave me a 1-star review on Apple
One
Podcasts.
star, really.
Y'all done lost y'all damn mind.
Oh.
Yes, I said it. But anyways, okay. Moving on. My bad.
Cast it in the water.
My bad. My bad. Let me
Cast
reel
it into the water.
Child. All right. So last thing, lessons learned. Hashtag.
Throw it in the garbage.
Hashtag lessons learned. Okay, I want to say that one too. I always forget that one.
Take it, rip it up.
Yeah.
Throw
So
it,
here's
burn
one of the
it, throw it in the
hashtag lessons learned is where we share old school knowledge that came from our parents, our grandparents. And we have one, but I'm going to let my mom say one. My papa says this, and it is hilarious.
Yeah, he'll say, everything I just told you, take it, rip it up, burn it, throw it in the trash.
But when he says it, it's like 1,000. Like, he tells you stuff that's important.
Yeah.
And he don't riled you all up. And then it'd be like, take it, rip it up, throw it in the trash.
Trash, burn it, throw it in the trash. That means it better not
That means
get back out there.
it shouldn't get back
happened.
out. Yeah,
you
it
destroyed
never
all
happened.
the evidence.
Yeah, destroy
Yeah.
the evidence, all of it. The same thing I got to do with Thea's phone when she dies. That's my job. I'm proud of it. I feel so honored and privileged to have that job. All right, here's our other lessons learned. It is, and we kind of touched on this too. We gonna always be broke. Might as well be happy.
Exactly.
Well,
I mean, you always gonna owe somebody. I think no matter how wealthy you get, think about it. If you got to pay taxes.
Right.
still out- you
Well, there are
still
people
gotta
who are very wealthy and they're not happy.
That's true.
Right.
That's true. They have everything in the world and they just still unfulfilled.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I guess whether you have the means or you got to scrape it together, get it done and be happy. Like,
Do what makes you happy.
do what makes you happy.
Like, it doesn't take much for me. Like, I want to go to Galveston when the sun is setting.
I like that. Yeah.
Right.
That sounds so nice.
Have me a glass
does,
of wine
right?
or some appetizers or dinner or something, or either just be on the beach and just watch the sunset.
That's
Girls'
true.
night.
Yeah, it just sounds so
That's true.
relaxing.
That
Yeah.
sounds really
That
nice.
and what does that cost?
Nothing.
Now, on the
Gas
other hand, I
ride.
want to take a cruise from Galveston, and I don't have the means.
We're gonna do a fundraiser.
We're gonna go fund me
Right.
page for
We gotta
Thea
do
to
a
take
GoFundMe.
cruises. Yes.
Child, go find
I've got something I want to sell.
What do you want to sell?
I'll tell you later.
Oh, okay. Well, we gonna sell it, girl. We're gonna sell it, girl. We're gonna sell it. Well, guys, thank you for being on the show tonight. We're getting
Thank
toward
you.
the end. We're not done.
myself.
We're just gonna do like closing remarks right now.
Yes.
So I appreciate you coming on. For my listeners and my followers, guys, thank you for watching. Please make sure you go to the link in the bio. So if you go on the Facebook page, somebody told me I had to be real specific. There is a link. You just click that and it takes you to everything. And if you follow me from Instagram, you go to the bio and it's right there. It's Linktree and it says Confessions. I think it says Red Couch Confessions because I couldn't change the name on there. And if you go on there, the first tab that's on there is the sign up tab. So you could sign up to get a newsletter and I can tell you what's going on. The second tab is the blog. So you could keep up with me with what I'm blogging about. Like I said, I'm on a 30-day blogging challenge for myself. The third one, if you like the t-shirts that I have been wearing, you need to get some merch, y'all. Get some merch. Buy my
Merchandise, I have
t-shirt.
to get something.
Yeah, get a
Would have been
t-shirt.
nice if we had ours on today.
I know that would have
know.
been cute. That's okay. You can do it the next time you're on. So buy some merch, and then the Spotify link and the Apple link is on. And also, if you like any of like the earrings I wear, the Natural Girls Rock is a website I go to. There's a link on the page as well, so you could click that and go there. Yep, you can click there, and then you'll find like all the earrings and the glasses that I wear, and you could get like 5% off or 20% off using my link. I think it's like 10% with my link. But they have some fly jewelry. That's where I get my jewelry from. I think it's like they have beautiful stuff. So my little rings and stuff that I wear, that's where I go. Thank you, Ashley, for getting the shirt. Make sure, buy things, subscribe, like, and then even give me ratings. And listen, so I'm going to say this, and, if you are saved, sanctified, and filled, just know I'm setting mine to the side for a second. Look, now, if you don't like me, that's fine. I get it. I'm not going to be everybody's cup of tea, and I'm okay with that. Like, honestly, I really am. But don't be hateful. Like, Apple, all of this stuff helps me do better and get better sponsors and all that stuff. So don't go on there and giving me a 1-star rating just because you trying to be evil. Like, put your stuff aside.
Yes.
Look at me.
Thank
you see how I'm trying
Thank
to
you
put
very
your
much.
stuff aside and just be, be objective. Like, it's not that hard. It's a lot of people I don't like, but I don't just rate their stuff all willy-nilly because I don't like them. I mean, don't be evil just because you want to be. Don't do that.
Let's
Do
be
not do
adults.
that. So
Don't do
be
that
an
to
adult.
us.
Do what you're supposed to do, and do the right thing. I do the right thing. You do the right thing. That's what's wrong with society now. We always out to get each other. For what?
Reality
For
TV
what?
has taught us.
But
the
if you out to
wrong
get somebody,
thing.
what are you gonna get? If you out to get me?
Nothing, because what you give is what you get.
Yeah, what you give is what you get. So don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. So yeah. So guys, go like my things, subscribe to things, read things. I would appreciate it. If you are a member of the Patreon site and different levels, I got several contributors. I am going to start like a 10-minute after show segment. It's uncensored, unfiltered. Y'all get my honest opinion about some things. So you could go to the Patreon, and that's all under the link. So let's do that. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for being here.
Thanks for
We love
having
you. Thanks for having me.
us.
Thank you, everybody, for watching. All my friends.
These are the true aunties. Hey, here's we got a little bit of time.
Wait.
Do y'all feel bad about being called like auntie?
I saw that on there.
Yeah.
Oprah and Gail and them. They
yeah,
were saying
Gail
it,
and Oprah was like, "Don't call me
that
auntie."
I'm
if
not
you're
that
not
high,
if you're
no.
not related to them.
Yeah,
So even like at school,
yeah.
the kids sometimes will slip up and call me mom.
Mom.
Well,
Yeah.
some of the girls will say grandma, and I was
Yeah.
like, sweetheart, don't
Yeah.
don't call me your
No, I'm
grandma.
not your grandma.
But then I thought, why would she do that?
Yeah.
But grandmothers are younger now,
Yeah,
and
they
so
are.
They are.
I told her, you can don't call me grandma. She said, okay, auntie.
Yeah.
That didn't bother me or
Yeah.
offend me. So
Well, they said
I-
it desexualizes them. Child, I
Does
was
it?
excited when I became auntie status.
My
A fly
aunts.
auntie.
my
well, then they
aunts,
referred back to
no.
Aunt Jemima
Yeah.
But that's
and all
not the
that.
same.
And
But
I was
that's
like,
not
that's
the
no.
same.
That's not-
Because
we don't see it
to
in
me,
that
it's a term of
context.
endearment.
Yeah, it is.
Like, okay, I know you're Miss Janae, like the kids would say. I know
Yeah.
you're Miss
Right.
Janae, but if
Yeah.
they're close to you, then a term of endearment is auntie.
Auntie.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with
I
I
didn't
love
see
my
that.
auntie status, baby.
Auntie
I'm
or
a fly.
mama.
I'm a real
Matter of
auntie,
fact,
and I'm a fly auntie.
Yeah, matter of fact, my
Me too.
nickname, I mean, my husband's name's Mama Renda and Daddy Bruce.
Yeah.
You know, we've been mother and dad to people when they needed it at whatever time.
Yeah.
So
I
that
think
to
it's a
me
turn
is
of
it's a term
endearment,
of,
a
if
turn
you
of
call me
respect.
mama,
It's a
they're
turn of
saying
respect.
something.
Yeah,
If you call me
endearment.
auntie, that's saying something. That means there's something in your heart for me.
Yeah.
So, and there's something, I've given you something.
Yeah.
So,
Mine.
They said
Yeah.
if you don't know them personally or you're not related to them, you shouldn't call them Aunt Oprah
Yeah,
and
that's
Aunt Gail.
it's a link on it's an article on BET. Oprah Gail and Ava DuVernay. I could feel Ava. She in her 40s, but Gail and Oprah they Meemaw status. They not no they Meemaw status. Talking about don't nobody call Beyonce. Beyonce don't wear no clothes on stage.
But she's also young. I'm like,
She
you
my
know,
age.
that's like when I moved here. Everybody
Yeah.
was ma'am,
Yeah.
ma'am, wherever I went, and I got
Yeah.
offended. I was like, who you calling
'Cause in
ma'am? I'm
Missouri,
probably
we
just a
didn't
few
do
years older
that.
than you.
Yeah.
But now I see it as a sign of respect, and so I
Mm-hmm.
don't get upset. And I've
Right.
also turned 50, so
Yeah, I don't care.
I accept some
All right,
things.
all right, let's go to the show because we don't want
Okay,
to. Okay, my
okay.
bad, y'all. Hey, next show we are going to talk about why you should not date when you're lonely.
Uh-oh.
well,
Love you guys, and have a great rest of your
I'm gonna
week.
watch that
Peace
one.
out.
Peace out, everybody. Love you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Peace.